Today we're doing something a little bit different, not my normal style, but I felt like it needed to be talked about. So this is the 511 Rush 24 version 2.0. Now, this is a bag I never expected to like. I'm not even sure I want it to like, but, well, here we are. I'm making a video, well, because you guessed it, I like it. Let's get into it. There were previous versions of this bag. I don't have a previous version of the Rush 24. So let me just get that out of the way right away. I don't have a previous version of the Rush 24. I do, however, have a previous version of the Rush 12, which is the little brother. Now, you'll notice the color difference. This is Ranger Green, which is like one of their new colors. This is like OD something green. I don't usually like tactical bags at all. I don't like all this Molly Pals webbing and all this kind of stuff. And when I got this bag, it was super cheap. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. It is so cheap and I heard about it so often. Well, long story short, I got it. Really liked it, and then now we're here with Big Brother over on this side, and you know, that's how it goes. And you know, the irony is my wife is a very fashionable Korean lady who says that when we travel, this is the bag she wants to use, and she really likes it. Now, you have to keep in mind that in Asia, the way people look at this type of thing is very different. It's not the same kind of vibes as you get in North America or Europe. So in Asia, this is just a fashion thing. It's just a bag, just like everybody else has. So, Pack Hacker Tom, your mileage may vary. Anyway, let's get into it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between the version 2 and version 1. Now, of course, these aren't the exact same bags. So as you can see, like the pockets here are different and all that. But the differences between version 2 and version 1 are the same between these two. So those things will be similar. So you'll hear me refer to this bag a lot during this, and I will show you as we go. My normal daily carry bag, the bag I use the most these days is this Goruck GR1. Now, actually, in fact, I don't use this one. I use this one, which is the 21 liter. This is the 26 liter. So. But the 26 liter is more directly comparable to this. The irony is when I ordered this bag and I saw that it was 37 liters or something like that, I thought like it's gonna be huge. And of course it is big, but this is the GR1, 26 liter. This is the Rush 24. And if you look at them side by side, they are quite similar in size. If anything, the Rush feels smaller. Now, of course, when you pack this out, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But just in normal daily use, this is how it looks. Now, I'll put in a video of me wearing both of these bags side by side so you can get a vibe for how they look. When you look at this bag, they retail for like $130. This Goruck is $295. Now, there are some reasons for that. I love this bag. This is, like I said, this is my daily bag. This one, plus the small one on the inside, but you know, you get the vibes. There are some things I really like better about this bag. There are some things, of course, I like better about this bag. I like the way this bag looks better, generally speaking, because look, all the Molly is gone. That's why I got the slick version. If they made a slick version of this, man, killer. I'm on board, but, you know, as it is, they don't. The biggest difference in use between these two bags is the front organization. So, if you look at the front of this bag, there is pocket, pocket, pocket. If you look at the front of this bag, there is pocket. Like one, as in one. You throw everything in here, that's the end. There are no other places to put anything on this bag aside from the laptop compartment, which is on the back. This bag, on the other hand, there is this big guy right here, which is probably one of my favorite pockets I've ever seen in a bag. Ever. So, it folds open almost like clamshell. And let me get this out of here. And basically what you have is an organizational panel or an admin section. There are these two slip pockets on the side here, which I don't usually use, but if I didn't use pouches, like I normally use pouches for tech, I could literally put all of my tech in here. There's some pen loops, 3 pen loops to be exact. There's what they call a business card holder, but you can put your knifey things and your makeup brushy things, because why not? There is a big slip pocket here on the back that goes like, can you see my arm is all the way in there? And then there is a zippered pocket, which you can see my arm is all the way in because it goes all the way to here. This pocket also goes all the way to here. My finger is there. Tons of space in this pocket. I mean, like, these Maxpedition organizer things are not that small, and it goes in there and it just disappears. It's gone. I like to use this for, I used to like to use this for school with my Goruck, because I get to school and I can just open it up and flop it on my desk and all my pens and stuff are there. What I've been doing with this bag is putting it on my desk like this, and then just flopping it, not on my desk, but next to my desk, and flopping it like this, and then now I just work out of here. Which is weird, because this bag's meant for army stuff or whatever, but like for me, plop it down, and in tech mode, I put like my cables and stuff here, go to the coffee shop, and I'm like, I'm working, man. Like, I'm working with this thing. And it's so weird because I never expected to use a bag like this for that type of thing. And I'm just, open this flap up and done. The rest of it can just stay closed. There's all this molly webbing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows here, 1, 2, 2 rows here. There's a patch thingy here for your patch thingies, and another patch thingy here for your name patch thingies. There's, the zippers are all YKK. They have these really nice zipper pulls. Tom Bin uses the exact same zipper pulls, so if you know what a Tom Bin zipper pull looks like, then this is the exact same thing. They're actually made by Duraflex, but yeah, that's the vibes. There are these compression straps on the side, which you can use to, well, compress the bag down like so, or like when my wife gives me her jacket, I can just shove it in there if I need to. So there are those. I tend to leave them off because the bag doesn't really flop open with the amount of stuff I have in it. 2 pockets on the top here. Those pockets are great for organization. So they are mirrored pockets. So basically they're exactly the same. So I'll just show you this guy. There is a flap here with some felt lining in the back, which I keep my wallet in. And it fits perfectly in there. And then there's a little zippered guy, which I don't have anything in right now. On this side I have my AirPods in this one, and then some other headphones in that one. But in use, very, very useful, because in the Goruck, they're all in one big pocket, which is fine too, but you know, it depends on what you're going for. There is another pocket here on the back. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's right here. Now this is the first big difference between version 1 and version 2 of this bag. In version 1, this was very tight, like the space here was tight. Now when they say they made it bigger, I don't think they actually made it deeper. I think they just made it wider, because it was hard to get your hand in. It was like your hand was like the exact size of the pocket, but now it's very easy to get your hand in. So I've heard a lot of reviewers talk about this, and I think that they misunderstand. I think they think that they made it bigger as in like depth bigger, but what they think they actually did is just stretched it out along the edge here, which makes it infinitely easier to get your hand in. Of course I have the 12, but on the 12 I found it really difficult to get in here. This one is not so much, and it's definitely much longer. There are more pockets and more pockets. So on the back here there is the hydration bladder pocket, which you can use for your water thingies or whatever. And then there's the hard shell. I tend to not use this for anything, ever. Sometimes I put my laptop in there if I really need to, but that'll bring me to another difference between this bag. In the old bags, the version 1, the hydration came out of one of these guys, but this is different here. It's just stitched in. The hydration comes out of a little hole right behind the straps here. This is where the hydration comes out. So it comes out here, and then you can route it through either side. As I said in all my videos, until they make a hydration bladder for coffee, I shall not be using one. Beer would be okay too, I guess. Now, there are 2 more pockets on this bag, and they are identical pockets that run along the edge here. Like so. Now, these pockets I find to be very useful for something like my keys. If you ever watch my Goruck videos, what I do is I sling my bag around and I open up the front compartment, take out my keys, unlock my car. With this bag, it's so much easier to just open up this side part from when the bag is slung around. What I tend to do on that side is my keys, and then of course there is an identical pocket on the other side. I didn't mention there's like a little slip pocket on the top here, but it's very hard to get your hand into that pocket. So for me, I don't know how I would use that easily, because it's like way up here and you have to like kind of, I don't know. I feel like if they had put it down a little bit further, it would have been more useful. The other thing I tend to stuff in here is my water bottle. So my water bottle kind of fits in like so. Now it does bulge a little bit, so it depends on how you feel about the way that looks. Some people like a little bit of bulge, some people are not a fan. All depends on how you roll. There are 2 other differences between this version and the old version, which I'll talk about now. If you look at the bottom here, the bottom of the bag, and then let me show you the bottom of the version 1. Now keep in mind, like I said, this is the 12, but you know, these differences are the same. There are these 2 grommet holes on the bottom of the 12 for draining your liquids or whatever if you're running through a beach, being stormed by the enemy, or however it goes. I don't feel like that will ever happen to me, so not sure that matters to me much. There is another one on the back here for when your water bladder bursts. I mean, I don't know. When you probably, I think this would be good, like if you put coffee in your water bladder and it got too hot, melted, coffee starts pouring out. Helpful for that. This guy, on the back, gone. It's gone. The back panel has other differences. So if you look here, on the back panel of this guy, there are these 2 little rubber thingies here that stop the bag from stop the bag from moving around on your back. I've seen tons of reviews, long-term reviews of this bag where this has fallen off, become brittle, mostly gone. Honestly, how many of you who are buying this bag are actually running through a forest or something? Like none, I guess. So this is very unnecessary for a slightly chubby guy, which I am, going to a coffee shop or packing it out at night while my wife is asleep, fantasizing about what it would be like to live in the forest for a day or 2. Probably not necessary to have that. All I'm saying. This is the Cordura. I don't know if they actually use Cordura. I can't find anywhere where they actually say it's Cordura. So this is the 1000 or 1050D nylon is here, and then these are slightly different type of nylon here. On the version 1. Version 2, it's all the same material across here, and those little guys for running have gone. Bye-bye. So no worries about them falling off or getting ripped. They still have these little waist belt things. I haven't been able to figure out what type of waist belt works with it. I don't need a waist belt. I'm not running through the forest or hiking. Josh, don't hike ever, unless it is on a golf course or something like that. There is one more difference between this one and this one, which I'll show you when we get near the end of the video. Now we're gonna open this guy up. Now this is one thing that I was kind of disappointed about when I got this bag. Not disappointed, but a little bit surprised, because it's not something I imagined. I thought this was a clamshell opening bag, and while it's kind of a clamshell opening bag, it's not a full clamshell, I would say. It comes to here, and you can see there's about this much space on the bottom. So when people say it's a clamshell bag, it's not really a clamshell bag. It doesn't actually clamshell out. There's like this much space under here when you open it up. Now, I tend to put like my pouch in here. This is my camera in this guy. It's in this little It's in this little Mystery Ranch pocket thingy. I like this guy a lot. Very useful. Very useful. There are 3 pockets here. Now these are different from as I understand it, I watched a lot of videos about this. The mesh pockets on the version 1 Rush 24, there was another zipper here, so that if the bag was like this, you could open it, or if the bag was like this, and this was, so, for example, the bag was hanging from a tree when you're out in the forest, you could unzip it here. I think they realized that many people are not actually hanging this bag from a tree, so they decided to do away with that. And there's just one zipper on the top here. There's another pocket here with, you know, there's no volume on this pocket, which is one thing I noticed. Like, if you look at the version 1, this front pocket actually has a volume to it. Like, there's some volume, but on this guy, there's no volume. It's tight. So I don't know if that's something they changed. There is volume to this pocket, and then there's a lot of volume to this covered pocket on the bottom here, where I keep like just toiletry kind of stuff. The next big change is this. On version 1 of this bag, this back section here, there was like this, let me show you. Again, this is the 12, but you get the idea. There was like this drawstring bag here that you could kind of throw your laptop in or your clothes or whatever. And then there was a mesh pocket here on the 24. So the mesh pocket's gone from here. There's no mesh pocket. My laptop's in here, so I have to take it out to show you. So let's just see if you can see that. No mesh pocket. There's this dangly thing. That's the sunglasses pocket from the top. The mesh used to be here. It's gone. Now there's just like a Velcro thing. I stuck some other Velcro on the back so it doesn't scratch up the bag. There is now, instead of that flappy pocket that looks like something from an army surplus store, there is a padded laptop sleeve, which is very nicely padded and raised up off the bottom of the bag and takes up to a 15-inch laptop. My old 15-inch MacBook Pro fits perfectly. This is just a MacBook, different MacBook, 13-inch. And inside this case, which is by TomTalk, it fits perfectly nice in there, like so. I think that at some point, 511 realized that most of the people buying this bag, like, how do I say this? Most of the people buying this bag probably would prefer the laptop sleeve than the army surplus vibe deal. One thing to note about all of these bags, the bottom is not padded at all. So what I do is I have a little hack where I put some padding in a little thing here, and then I shove it down here, and then that way stuff like my camera is not directly hitting the ground or the floor. And yeah, that's basically it for the organization of this bag, which I find to be great in use. Very, very nice indeed. The straps. Straps are really comfortable. They have this kind of yoke system that goes across the top here. I'm used to a Mystery Ranch yoke, which is a little bit more, let's say, modern, I guess you can say. It's adjustable and all those kind of things. This is perfectly comfortable for what I carry in this bag, which is not much. I've not used this bag for travel. Only use this bag day to day, and for travel, I'm not sure how this would hold up, but for day to day, it's perfectly comfortable. I'm positive this bag is no good for hiking long distances. It's not going to be comfortable for that. That's just not what this bag is made for or intended for. Laptop sleeve is enough to prove that to you. There is one more thing in this bag that's different from version 1. There's some pocket here. I'm not going to say what it's for because it's something that is not applicable to me, but what I find useful for this pocket, you can store something down here. It's kind of like a secret pocket. I think a lot of you will know what it's meant for, but what I use it for is my camera. So I stick my camera in here, and then I sling my, it's kind of protected. I put a little bit of padding on the bottom, and then when I sling it around my side, I can grab my camera out, take a picture, put my camera back in. This is one of those things where, like, it's not the intended use of that pocket, but it works great in use, and it's just like, you know, what works for some things work for other things, and vice versa. So you don't have to use something for exactly what it's supposed to be used for, or be scared of it like I was. I mean, I was scared of this bag and this brand, kind of, because it felt a little bit like, if I wasn't a certain kind of person, then this bag wouldn't work for me, or it wasn't something that I should use. But then when I got it, I realized that organization on a bag can be used for however you want it to be used for. So don't be scared of a bag just because of the way it looks or the way the videos look about it online or the way that people talk about it online, it's not that important. For me, I actually love this bag. I think it's great. I'm gonna use it for another couple of weeks and see how it goes. Even though it's big, it feels smaller in person than it feels than it looks in most pictures. And I think that's because like most people are not gonna use it completely full. And it has a very cool stance. Like, it's hard to show because I've decided to take the video like this, but it stands up like perfectly straight and it has a bit of a badass kind of look to it when it's standing up. And I like it, and this color is great. Even though I can't see green very well, I quite like the way this color looks. It's one of those things that I just want to tell you guys. You don't need to be scared of a bag because of the way it's marketed or the way it's shown. If you think it'll fit your life, it might very well fit your life, and it might just be worth a go if you can get one cheap enough. Last thing before we go, the handle here I didn't talk about. The handle is very nice and very strong. Nothing to really report about. It's like double stitched on itself and feels very good. And the materials for the bag in general, like I said, YKK zips all around. Big number 10 here, number 8s everywhere else mostly. I think there's a couple of 5s on the inside. 1050D nylon. Doesn't have Cordura branding as far as I know. It feels very nice and stiff and all that kind of stuff. And then for my buddy Bryant, the zipper action on this bag is very smooth and nice. So zippers, great. These corners can get a little tight, but I think as it's broken in, it's gotten better and better. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the version 2 of the Rush 24 from 511, let me know. Glad to help you out. I'm probably gonna do a bigger review of this later. I always say that about everything, time permitting. Overall, great bag. Very nice work, 511. I think that you did a good job changing, or with the changes that you've done. And I wish that more people would see the bag as something other than just a tactical bag, because it can be used for so much more. Bye-bye.